guys, I'm Andrea, and today we are doing something a little bit different. As you can probably tell by the title down there, I'm going to tell you my bucket list. But first, I'm going to do a little bit of a review because this bucket list idea was inspired by the book Before I Die by Jenny Downham. I just read this month and I loved it, you guys. I loved this. This book centers around our 16-year-old main character, and her name is Tessa, and she has cancer. She has been sick for a while, and so she knows she's going to die soon. So she has written up a list of the things she wants to do before she dies. Her list has a little bit more, not things that necessarily are going to be on my list, but her list, her number one was having sex, which actually happens right in the beginning of this book. I mean, it's not exactly what she expected because there's nothing really deeper involved besides it just happening. And then she also wants to do things like commit a crime, do drugs, stuff like that. So it's going through that. And then she also gets to know her neighbor a little bit better and their friendship, and then maybe a little bit more friendship that may or may not blossom. Honestly, guys, this book, there were a lot of random things in there that did really bother me. I wasn't a fan of her friend, her best friend, and there are other things that I just wasn't a fan of and I didn't necessarily like. But I ended up giving this book 5 stars because the ending was so emotional. I was crying, and it wasn't just the random stray tears going down. No, I was actually crying, and I'm not a huge person that cries. I don't cry very often, and this book, I was crying. And I read this in one sitting. I started it at 1 a.m. and finished it at 4 a.m. I did have to work in the morning the next day, and I was actually kind of late, but that doesn't matter. So it was really good. I read it like that, and it was hard because I was just crying, and I was trying to be quiet because I didn't want to wake everyone else up. But this is a good book, and it's a really, really sad book. It really hit me because there's so many times where we say, oh, I'd like to do this before I die, like this, the whole point of bucket lists. And then we just expect that our life is going to be so long. And I'm only 20, so I think that I have my entire life ahead of me, which hopefully I do. But you just really, you never know, because you have people dying randomly of certain things. You have people getting diseases. You have people getting in car accidents. It's just, I guess it just made me reflect on that. And I guess that's another reason why I gave it such a good rating, is because it really made me think about things deeper than just simply reading a book, and there was more to it than just the enjoyment level. And so I really kind of began focusing on, so easily something could happen and I could end up dying. So in my whole life, I started thinking about that. I don't want to, end things on bad notes with people. I want to make sure, that I never, have withstanding arguments and stuff going on when I go to bed that night or anything. I don't know if most people, I don't know if they got such a huge message out of this, but for some reason this really hit me. And just recently, actually, I got in a car accident, so that was freaking scary. And then just thinking about this, and yeah, so just all of that, I ended up taking it really seriously, and just thinking about how our time here is very, very precious. And we keep, at least for me, I always think I have so much time, and hopefully I do, like I said, but you never really know, and not everyone gets a ton of time, and things happen. So it's kind of make sure you're doing things now that you're happy. Make sure make sure your life right now is good, instead of, I don't know. This book, it's one of those that's probably going to stay with me the rest of my life, because just the way it hit me at this point in time. It probably won't hit everyone else that way when they read this, but for some reason when I read this, it really hit me that way. And so I already did have a bucket list, but I added more stuff. And not all of these are super serious. These are things that would be so cool to happen before. There are certain ones that I really want to happen before I die. And then there's certain ones that I'd be that'd be cool. But I'm not going to be disappointed if I never do them. Honestly, as long as I have a good and happy life, I'll be okay. And so these can be taken as very superficial things, but I made it anyways, and it may not be as deep as some of the ones that she had because I'm not like dying tomorrow, hopefully, but I decided to make a bucket list anyways, and some are, like I said, are serious and some are not so serious, so this is my bucket list, and I hope you enjoy. Publish a book. Honestly, this one would be amazing. What I want to be in life is an author. That is what I want to do. I'm actually currently editing a book I wrote, so we'll see. I'm taking it a step at a time, editing, and then all the stuff that comes after that. But I really, really do hope that eventually I do publish a book, and that would be so cool. This is one of the ones that actually means a lot to me because that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm working towards right now. I feel like I'm putting myself out there. It's not even that big of a deal, but it's one of those things that I really care about, so sharing it with people just makes it a lot more important than just sharing other random stuff about me. Does that make sense? Go skydiving. I'm actually planning on going skydiving this summer, so hopefully that actually falls through and happens, and I can check that baby off of my list. Travel to Europe. See Saturday Night Live, like in the actual, not on the TV. Meet Johnny Depp because I love him and he's my favorite actor ever. Go bungee jumping. Living in a big city. I am such a huge big city person. I live in a city right now, but it's not a big city. I would love to live in a big city like New York or Chicago or Toronto, like those kind of big cities. Adopt a kid. I've always really wanted to adopt. Even if I'm able to have children with my husband when I do get married, whenever that may be. And I've just always kind of felt called towards it, and I would really like to do that for somebody. Pet a tiger because I love tigers and they're awesome, and being able to say I pet one just cause it would be cool. Road trip across the USA, as in like I would love to road around, drive around and hit every state, like excluding Hawaii and Alaska, but I think that would be really cool. Live in a foreign country. I don't have a specific one, but I think that living in a foreign country even for a little while would be so cool. This one's kind of cheesy, but I would like to find the love of my life and end up marrying them. That'd be pretty cool. To see a Broadway show. Take a spontaneous trip. I mean, like actually spontaneous, just decide to go somewhere and then go. Ride hot air balloon. Because I can. Open my own coffee shop. Actually, me and my sister-in-law were talking about this and how cool it would be if we could open a coffee shop, but also make it like half coffee shop, half library / bookstore, where it's like used books and people can read them while they're there and then put them back, or that they can end up buying them and then they can also donate if they want to. Wouldn't that be cool? There probably already are those, but I still want to make one because there aren't any around here. We're gonna do it. We should do it. Learn to drive a stick shift. I don't know, just because then I can, and then no cars are off limits to me. I don't know. Go drifting. Okay, I don't know if you guys know who this is. He's a big YouTuber. His name is Connor Franta, and he did a video where he rode with this like professional driver and they went drifting in the car, and it's kind of when they turn really fast, and that would be so cool. Like as soon as I saw that video, I was like, I need to do that. I would love to learn to skateboard. I've always wanted to skateboard. I don't know when it's actually going to happen, but I really, really want to learn. I think it's super cool and I would love to be able to skateboard. And then my last one is actually quite, I don't know how to explain it. Basically, I've seen this happen before, but it's kind of to make over someone's life. And I would love to go up to some random homeless person and be able to take them to dinner and be able to let them eat and then pay for their meal, and then take them shopping and buy them a bunch of new clothes, buy them a backpack, buy them whatever they need, and also be able to put them up in a hotel for a few nights, and then buy them a bunch of like gift cards for stores and restaurants and things like that. So basically doing this huge thing of kind of making over their life as much as you can, at least. Obviously I would need to have a good sum of money put aside for that. But eventually, I would love to do that, just to go out and do that to someone, randomly would be so amazing. I would love to be able to do that for someone. That is one that I actually really do want to happen. And hopefully I will do that sometime in the future, because that would, honestly, that would be amazing. Honestly, helping people is one of the best things in life. I just know that whatever happens in my life and whatever I do in my life, I want to be helping people. And I think that would be really cool. That's the end of my random 20 bucket list things. Some of them were super important to me, some not. But that was that. If you liked this video, please let me know, because it's kind of different. And it was kind of serious in the beginning. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Also, real quick, I have something to say. I kind of want to do a Q&A type video. So, if you have any questions you would like to ask me, literally, you can leave the most random things ever, or you can leave typical questions. I want to do some kind of Q&A video, so if you can leave questions in the comments below, I will take those, and I will happily put them in the next video. So, that's cool. I'm weird. Bye, guys!